Hello everyone and welcome to another video on our channel Who Died Today American. We're back with more tributes. In this video we have a list of American stars who passed away in the last few days or just recently. Number 1. Quincy Jones. The renowned American producer and musician Quincy Jones, who collaborated with Ray Charles, Frank Sinatra, Michael Jackson, and many others, passed away at the age of 91. Arnold Robinson, Jones' spokesperson, reported that Jones passed away peacefully at his Bel Air residence on Sunday night. We must break the news of our father and brother Quincy Jones's passing tonight with hearts full yet broken. We honor the wonderful life he led and realize that no one will ever be like him, even though this is an amazing loss for our family, the family stated in a statement. As the producer of Michael Jackson's Thriller album, Jones gained the most notoriety. He received 28 Grammy Awards during his more than 75-year career, and Time magazine ranked him one of the most important jazz performers of the 20th century. In close collaboration with Sinatra, he transformed the crooner's beloved song Fly Me to the Moon from a waltz to a swing. Jones had to work with a 19-year-old Michael Jackson on the movie The Wiz. He later produced Jackson's album Off the Wall, as well as the pop sensation's subsequent albums Bad and Thriller, which sold 34 million copies in the U.S. alone. Jones recorded We Are the World in 1985 with 46 of the country's most well-known performers at the time, including Tina Turner, Bruce Springsteen, Cyndi Lauper, and Michael Jackson. In order to collect money for those impacted by a horrific famine in Ethiopia, Jones co-wrote the song. It was the equivalent of Band-Aid's Do They Know It's Christmas in the United States. The single, which was performed at Live Aid, peaked at number 1 in both the US and the UK. Jones also wrote the music for over 50 movies and television shows, including the British film The Italian Job, 1969. Jones was hailed as a titan in the musical world by Michael Caine, who featured in The Italian Job on X. He was a wonderful and unique human being, lucky to have known him. Nobody had a career as incredible as Jones, according to Sir Elton John, who also lauded him, writing, "He produced the best and played with the best. What a man, loved him." He was referred to as a legend, a visionary, a pioneer by TV producer Shonda Rhimes. "Quincy is the reason I decided to become a record producer," Dr. Dre wrote on Instagram, adding that the time he had spent hanging out with him was priceless. Jones produced the movie The Color Purple, which debuted Oprah Winfrey and Whoopi Goldberg, two artists who were unknown at the time, on the big screen. Goldberg described him as one of a kind in a tribute post on Instagram. He was one of the producers of the popular television program, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. However, Jones's forte was music. In addition to receiving numerous Grammys, including a 1992 Legend Award, he was also honored by the Oscars, Tony Awards, and Emmys. Jones had 7 children from his 3 marriages, including actress Rashida Jones, who starred in the U.S. version of The Office, and music producer Quincy Jones III. According to Jones's family, the music producer was truly one of a kind, and Quincy Jones's heart will beat for eternity through his music and his boundless love. Playwright Jeremy O. Harris was among the first to honor Jones, writing on X that his contributions to American culture were limitless, and that, among other things, he was the first black person to receive an Oscar nomination for Best Score. Jones was described as a father and example at a time when I truly needed a father on Instagram by rapper LL Cool J, who had a brief relationship with Jones's daughter Kidada Jones. Mentor, he added, set an example. King, you offered your knowledge and provided me with opportunities. Without you, music wouldn't be music. Singer Victoria Monet stated that Nile Rodgers' song Rest in Power and singer Victoria Monet's legacy will live on forever and ever. Genius is a loosely used but rarely deserved description, Ice-T stated in his homage. Without a doubt, Quincy was the man. I live with Quincy's wisdom every day, and I won my first Grammy with him. British DJ Tony Blackburn wrote on X that Jones was a musical genius, while singer Darius Rucker stated that we had lost one of the all-time greats. The spirit of Jones will forever resonate with the legacy of the Montreux Jazz event, according to Mathieu Jatin, CEO of the event and a longtime collaborator of Quincy. Jones helped elevate the festival to new heights as a co-producer in the 1990s, he continued. Number 2, Ron Ely. The 6'4" 1 meter, 93 muscular American actor Ron Ely, who portrayed the title character in the 1960s NBC series Tarzan, passed away at the age of 86. Although Ron Ely was not as famous as Johnny Weissmuller, the Olympic swimmer who portrayed Tarzan in films from the 1930s and 1940s, Ely contributed to the development of the character's image, which Disney further memorialized by wearing a loincloth and no shirt. On September 29th, the actor passed away at his Los Alamos residence in Santa Barbara, California. Kirsten Ely, the actor's daughter, announced the actor's passing on Instagram yesterday, writing, "My father was a hero to many. He was a leader, family man, coach, mentor, writer, and performer. Everywhere he went, he generated a strong wave of positive effect. There was something genuinely wonderful about him, and I have never seen anyone else have the effect he did on others. I knew him as my dad, and what a heaven-sent honor that has been," she continued. "He hung the moon, in my opinion." The monosyllabic grunts that are typically associated with the character, which was first developed by novelist Edgar Rice Burroughs, were not used by Ely's Tarzan. Instead, he was a well-educated bachelor who had returned to the African forest where he had grown up because he was tired of civilization. Ely had largely minor appearances in TV shows and movies, like the 1958 film musical South Pacific, but he also portrayed the title character in the action movie Doc Savage, The Man of Bronze in 1975. In addition, he authored the mystery books Night Shadows, 1994, and East Beach, 1995, both of which starred Jake Sands as a detective. He tragically made headlines again in 2019 after his 30-year-old son, Cameron Ely, fatally stabbed his 62-year-old wife, Valerie Lundeen Ely, at their Santa Barbara, California, home. Cameron was then shot and killed by the police. The prosecutor's conclusion that his son's shooting was appropriate was contested by Ron Ely, who was at home when the stabbing occurred. What was the reason for shooting him if he had no gun or other weapon? John Burris, Ely's lawyer, stated in 2020, "It's possible that they believed he was involved in another action involving the mother. However, that does not justify shooting and killing him. To do that, you must have a valid reason." Ely met Valerie, a Miss Florida, while hosting the Miss America competition in the early 1980s. In 1984, they got married. After the couple had 3 kids, Ely gave from acting in 2001 to devote more time to his family. "I had a young family late in life. In 2013, he expressed interest in re-entering the acting industry by telling London's Daily Express, 'I decided to stop acting and work at home, as an author, so that I could be with the kids all through school and be able to attend their sports games and things.' In the 2014 television film Expecting Amish, he would make a brief comeback. He is survived by his daughter, Caitlin Ely Sweet, and Kirsten Casala Ely. Number 3. Teri Garr. The 79-year-old actor, Teri Garr, who starred in Tootsie, Young Frankenstein, and Friends, passed away. Garr's representative verified to the Associated Press that she passed away from multiple sclerosis, surrounded by family and friends. After receiving a diagnosis in 2002, she underwent surgery in 2007 to repair a ruptured brain aneurysm. In the 1960s, she started out as a backdrop artist and later made appearances as a go-go dancer in movies and variety events. In a 2008 interview, she stated, "I always hated being an extra, because to be a dancer in those musicals back then, you personally had to study for 10 years. And you were placed in the extras union after you eventually got a dance role in a movie." In 1968, she had her first speaking part in the Monkees film Head. She took the same acting class as Jack Nicholson, who co-wrote the movie. She made her big screen debut in films such as Francis Ford Coppola's The Conversation, Carl Reiner's Oh God, and Mel Brooks's Young Frankenstein after becoming a regular on the Sonny and Cher Comedy Hour in the early 1970s. In 1977, she played Richard Dreyfuss's wife in Steven Spielberg's Close Encounters of the Third Kind. She was nominated for an Oscar in the 1980s for her performance opposite Dustin Hoffman in Tootsie. She also starred with Michael Keaton in Mr. Mom, One from the Heart, The Sting 2, and Martin Scorsese's After Hours. She played Michelle Williams' character's mother in Dumb and Dumber, Michael and Dick, and Pret-a-Porter for Robert Altman in the 1990s. She also played the estranged birth mother of Lisa Kudrow's Phoebe in a recurring role on Friends. Speaking on the dearth of jobs available to her, Garr stated in an interview from 2008 that women are not taken seriously. If there is ever a woman who is intelligent, humorous, or witty, people are afraid of that, so they don't write that, she continued. There was a time when Teri Garr was in everything, Tina Fey famously stated to Entertainment Weekly. She was really real and adorable at the same time. You believed she could be your friend since her teeth and body were authentic. Paul Feig, who directed Gar in the 2006 comedy Unaccompanied Minors and helmed Bridesmaids in The Heat, paid tribute to Gar on social media, writing, "Oh man, this is devastating. Terry was legendary. So kind, so lovely, so amusing. In 2006, I had the privilege of working with her, and she fulfilled every expectation I had of her. One of my comic heroes, in fact. There is no way I could have loved her more. What a loss this is." Gar verified she had multiple sclerosis in 2002. "I'm sharing my story for the first time in order to assist others," she stated. "With the availability of treatment options today, I can reassure people that they are not alone and that there are reasons to be hopeful." She then became the National Multiple Sclerosis Society's national ambassador. In 2006, Gar also released her autobiography, Speed Bumps Flooring It Through Hollywood, which included a full account of her career and health issues.